Good evening, everyone. My name is Grace Yang, and the title of my capstone project is DATADOC. I have been an elementary classroom teacher for 8 years now, 2 years in North Minneapolis, 1 year in White Bear Lake, and 5 years in St. Paul Public Schools. I'm currently the Restorative Practices and PBIS coordinator at the school I'm working at. Not only that, I am a wife and mother to 4 children, all under the age of 6. I just recently gave birth to my 4th child, hence why I am unable to attend this showcase with you all today. Baby's just a couple days old. For my entire teaching career, I've always been an advocate for technology integration, and I've always included technology into the work I do and the work the students do as well. I enjoy journaling, crafting, organizing, and spending time outdoors. I strongly believe that every student deserves a good quality education, and one way to ensure that happens is to keep good data and information about our students. Teaching at schools with a transient population, it was challenging to retrieve information from other schools in regards to student records. Students who were supposedly on an IEP would transfer to our school, but we wouldn't necessarily receive all the information right away. Sometimes never. Sometimes IEPs would be lost. This resulted in us having to start the process over with those students, and it continued to delay their learning and education. Therefore, I decided to create this digital student records website that will allow all schools to access information right at the ends of their fingertips. I believe that this is the future for student records. So first, I did research on medical records to help guide my work around student records. I learned that clinical records also had their problems of scattered, disorganized data, but there was major innovation in the early 20th century. Each patient was assigned a clinic number, and all data for that patient was combined into a single record. I took the history of medical records and used it to guide the creation of this digital student record. So after completing the research, I also conducted this and surveyed different schools, public, charter, and private schools, and how they are currently utilizing and storing student records. The majority of those schools are currently storing hard copies and locked filing cabinets in their school's main office. A few have some digitally restored, and all the schools expressed challenges they faced. Many were similar to the challenges that medical records experienced as well. So next I took the survey results and started to create the website. So let's take a look at what I did. So on the home page, you can see what DATADOC is about. It's all in one student directory, and you can access your student data. So once you log in as an educator, you would have like a specified username and password. But for our sake, we'll just kind of go through this quickly. Once you log in, you come to your dashboard. So for example, my name would be Johnny Appleseed. I teach first grade at Sunny Park Elementary. I could access my profile, student records, administration, etc. Now, if I wanted to go to my student list, I would click here and see a variety of students that I teach or have information that is accessible for. So let's take a look at John Doe, one of my students. It gives a picture, student name, some of the information about the student, and here you can find several tabs of different topics that you could access. Now let's say as an educator I want to add a new student that is transferring to us without any information. I could simply input their data here and then add the student info, and then it would kind of appear into the database that is put together that educators could access. And so it's just kind of a simple website for educators to use when they are trying to access student information, along going back to the student profile and all the different things you can access. So after creating this website, I shared it with most of the schools that I initially surveyed, and I received a lot of positive feedback and also suggestions to make this digital student record better. Many schools loved the concept of having everyone and everything digital and easy to access. They wish all schools are required to input student records into the same database for ease of accessing information quickly. One school suggested to create like a records request form online for student privacy. This school didn't truly like the idea of having student information accessible to all unless the information was requested. But to conclude, overall, with this project, I was able to research and learn about the history and implementation of medical records and how it correlates with student records. I also learned how important technology plays a role in educational institutions and how there is still a major need for it. Not only that, but I was able to brush up on my HTML skills and learn new skills along the way. What's next? I would love to see DATADOC or some form of digital student records implemented in all schools across the nation and make it a requirement actually, because I believe with this information easily accessible to all, it would help create a better quality education for all students. I will continue to be an advocate for technology integration in our educational institutions. So may what we learned today bring a brighter future for tomorrow. Thank you.